They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What one person is drawn to or values over another doesn't make it right or wrong. It's that individual's preference, and one that will likely mold decisions moving forward. So whether you are a baseball card collector or investor who prefers prospect cards over rookie cards, or vice versa, it's completely up to you, but it doesn't mean everyone will agree. Who better to join me to discuss this hot topic in the hobby than Topps Marketing Communications Manager, Susan Lulgjuraj. Hey Susan, it's Chris.
Hey Chris, how's it going?
Good. Are you ready to dive into the whole prospect card versus rookie card discussion?
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's rip it open.
All right, let's get to it.
I'm Chris Steuber, and this is episode 3 of the Baseball Cards Daily podcast. Before we discuss prospect cards versus rookie cards, I have to ask you, Susan, what's a greater honor, to have your own serial numbered autographed rookie card or to be the first guest on the Baseball Cards Daily podcast?
Well, it's close, I'll tell you, but having your own baseball card sort of is it's up there with pretty much anything that could happen for a card collector.
Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, so every year there's Topps employee cards now and again. It's a very limited amount. There's only 10 of them. And, they randomly pick the people who are going to be in Ginter. And I was lucky enough to, have my name called, essentially. And, it was cool. At the same time, at the back of the card, everybody kind of just puts their position, what their title is at the office. And I was like, I'm just Susan. That's who I was on the card. So it was really cool. And, people were super excited about it. Not just obviously people in my family, but just collectors I've known for years. They were just super excited about it. And it was kind of humbling too at the same time because everybody is because I think it was I had extras produced. They give beyond the cards that go into the frames for the product.
Right.
They give us unframed minis. So at the National, it was all these people were asking for my card, and it was just a little surreal.
That's really, really cool. So there's more than just a serial numbered card of yourself, correct?
Yeah, there's unframed minis that exist.
How many of those do you have of yourself?
I forget. I didn't actually count how much they gave us. It was a good number of them, maybe 100-ish. So I gave out about 10 or 15 or so of them.
That is fantastic. Let's move on to the topic at hand. The prospect card versus rookie card question is one that I've been asked over and over for years and years. It never seems to go away and probably never will. The reason why it continues to come up is because I believe, as a whole, collectors and investors are sort of a confused breed. They don't know what to target or who to target. All they really know is they have to go to target to get what's hot. So Susan, it's great to have you on the show. Which one is it for you? Prospect cards or rookie cards, and why?
It really depends. And I know it's probably not a fair answer, but, you hit the nail on the head. It depends on what you want. What are you looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Are you, so for me, I'm not really a big prospect person per se to say I'm going to scan the minor league sheets to see who's hot, who's not. That's not the way I collect. I'm personally a player collector. So if there is a player that I like, I'm gonna want his cards, and regardless if those are prospect cards or rookie cards. However, Aaron Judge gets hot last year.
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely more into collecting his rookie year cards as opposed to his prospect cards. I have some that I had gotten over the years through just opening packs of cards, so they were great to have. But I was actively buying his rookie autographs up until they got way too expensive
Sure.
out of my price range. But I was definitely into his rookie year card.
There is no right or wrong answer here because I do talk to a lot of people who specifically go after prospect cards. And I also talk to a lot of people who do like the rookie cards like yourself. It's my opinion, and I don't know if you agree with this, but does it seem like most people prefer Bowman cards over, say, Topps brand cards?
Again, I'm going to go with it depends. You'll have, and I'm going to speak generally, but then for the most part, you're always going to find exceptions
Sure.
to it. But people who are sort of newer collectors, I think, go for the Bowman cards. Like, they sort of, I think Bowman appeals to a younger crowd, and they like the prospect cards. And because, it's like almost like there's a lot of fluctuation in the value of the cards, depending on, how close a guy is to getting the call. How hot is he once he gets the call. But I think a lot of older collectors, they like the rookie cards because, growing up, there wasn't a lot of the rules. Like, the first card was their rookie card. So that's what you go by. And, the rules have changed over the years, and hopefully, like, there's still some confusion, but, with the RC logo, hopefully it clears a lot of that up. But I think a lot of older collectors want that rookie card. What's the designated RC? Like, what's the designated rookie card?
Sure.
And that's what they want in their collection. But that's not also just for older collectors. It's even for casual collectors, like people who, they're not the diehard collectors, but people who, I'll buy a pack of cards, head to Target, buy a couple packs of cards, Aaron Judge gets hot, what's his rookie card? Because that was a question we got a lot. It wasn't, what's his first card? What's his rookie card? Because that word rookie card, and that's why we have this conversation, it carries a lot of cachet within the collecting world with anybody, and not just, passive collectors. They know what a rookie card is.
Right.
And in their collection, they could probably tell you, like, oh yeah, when I was a kid, I collected and I got, Bojack's rookie, or depending on how old they are, like, oh my God, like, I wish I had a Mickey Mantle, rookie card, like that kind of stuff. But that word rookie card really resonates.
Is there any pressure at Topps when you're looking at a rookie card? And I know in your position, you decide some photos for some cards as well. Do you feel any pressure? Do you feel any pressure at all to have the right image for the specific card so that card gets remembered the way that it should be in the hobby?
Yeah, I don't take images anymore. I did do that once upon a time, and it was a very, very cool job.
Sure.
But yeah, you want to make sure, like, everything about that card's going to be right. You don't want an error on the card that, that's going to end up being like an iconic card. But I think regardless, you always want just a good image, even rookie card or non-rookie card. But yeah, there's something to it when you say to yourself, like, if you're picking the images for flagship, for Series 1, 2, or update, and this image, this is the flagship rookie card. This, make it a good one.
Right,
because this is going to go down as when people, like, years from now are going to be talking about so-and-so's rookie card. This is probably the card that they're going to feature. So you want to make sure that it's going to be a good one.
And I asked that question because I don't know how old you are, but in my day, when I was a younger kid, Ken Griffey Jr. 89 Upper Deck rookie card to me is iconic. And when you look at some rookie cards today, I love what you guys do with Topps Heritage. That's my favorite brand for rookie cards because they have the profile images and it's just a cool retro feel to the cards. That's what I like out of a rookie card. On some Bowman cards where it's more of an action shot these days compared to what it used to be back in the day when they did have the profile images, it loses its luster. So what I'm saying is I think that's so important to have that impactful image to make that card last for a long time.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But so here's the difference with two collectors, right? You love Heritage cards. I like Heritage. It's not. See, what's funny is, like, Heritage, it's not a product for me.
Sure.
I like it. I enjoy opening packs of cards, but I love Flagship. I love Stadium Club. I love products that are photo driven with dynamic action images.
Sure. So your go-to for cards are either Stadium Club or Flagship Topps.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm just trying to think, because, like, again, I'm more of a player collector, so I'll get every card from a player, whether it's in Heritage, Gypsy Queen, Flagship, wherever it is, it doesn't matter. So I'm a player collector. But I think that, there are a lot of products, and I think what it is, it gives every collector a chance to find something that they like.
Do you miss how it was back in the day when we were little and collecting cards with all the different brands of card where you had Fleer and Pinnacle, Score? You can go on and on down the list. Do you like how it's all set up today? And I know you work for Topps and you guys have the MLB licensing, but do you miss a part of that compared to what it is today?
There's still variety. Like, just like I mentioned, like, Topps is putting out dozens, I forget what the number is. It's something around like 30 different products a year. So there's still variety there. regardless it's like if it's Topps putting it out or other brands putting it out, there's still a lot of variety for different collectors. I mean, you have everything from, talk about Flagship, then you have Heritage and Gypsy Queen and Ginther, these retro brands.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have more high-end brands with a Dynasty or a 5-star. And then you have Flagship, for, the hardcore collectors who, every year they're collecting Flagship. I think there's still enough variety out there within the brands that Topps has that it's not that missed. I don't know how to describe it, but like there's a lot. There's a lot to collect, and if there were more brands, then there would be even more to collect. And I think even now, it's already a challenge, a fun challenge to collect everything you want. And I think I'm okay with it.
What is the most popular Topps brand that consumers are looking for in regards to rookie cards?
Flagship would be number one, the Flagship brand, because like I said, when people will send messages to Topps asking like, "Hey, I want this rookie card. I know there's a couple brands out there. What is the one?" And the one is the Flagship brand. But then, it also says, well, what are you looking for? So I think Heritage is number 2, and I think Flagship is number 1 in regards to a base rookie card.
Sure.
So now when you're talking about autographs, it gets even crazier.
Yeah.
There's so many different ones out there. I definitely think like Heritage is one of the more popular ones.
Right.
But then there's a Dynasty, and Triple Threads has a really good rookie content in there as well. There's, like I said, there's something for everybody out there.
Does it get a little bit too confusing with all the autographs and all the variations and the serial numbers? I think it really gets hard for the consumer to really understand what is that one rookie card of that one player that I want to go out there and get, because there's just so much flooding the market right now.
There is an education factor when it comes to like new collectors coming into the hobby. But that's what we're here for. It's, I love to, when, new collectors pop up and they ask me questions on social media. I love to help them out because, I started someplace too. And like a lot of people, like there was a time where I kind of took a pause from collecting. Mm-hmm. And when I came back into the hobby, it was different. So there was an education factor, a little bit of a learning process, but I have a really good grasp of what it is now.
Right.
And, I don't mind sharing that knowledge at all. So I think once you get it, once you understand it, it gets to be a bit more fun because then you understand there's this whole chase element to it. Mm-hmm. And like half the fun of collecting is the chase.
Absolutely. I agree with that because I've wasted so much gas going from store to store trying to get one product at a Target or a Walmart or something like that. So there's no doubt that the chase is part of the collecting experience. And that makes me think of Bowman. The popularity of Bowman is incredible. It's at a rock star level in the hobby. That's saying something about a product that disappeared from the hobby for about 30 years back in the day. Are you or anyone else at Topps surprised about Bowman's success story?
I don't know if people are surprised by it. I mean, they're definitely pleased by it, but it is a brand that is utilized in a specific way, and I think that's been very important to the Bowman brand. It's when it first came back, it was the home of the rookie card, mm-hmm. So it was kind of even though now it's mostly about prospects, it was always about having those early cards of players. I mean, gosh, the cards were so early. You had Chipper Jones and Mariano Rivera wearing street clothes on their Bowman rookie card. So it's just different now. So I don't think, I don't know if surprise is the right word. It's just different now. And, they're always looking at different ways to support Bowman because it is such a popular product. Every year everybody looks forward to, Bowman release in April, which prospects are going to be in there. And then Bowman Chrome comes out. And then you have Bowman drafts at the end of the year. So everybody's watching MLB draft and like, okay, which one of these guys is going to get the cards now in Bowman draft? So it's been really cool to see and exciting because there is a really passionate group of collectors who really do love Bowman.
Is there any internal pressure from the powers that be with Bowman to get it right? Not only with the prospect, not only with the image, but also the design of the card. Because as you mentioned with Chipper Jones and Mariano Rivera back in '92, it was a very plain but also clean looking card back then. And now the design has gone in all different ways just to be more modern. And with all the different colors and variations, is there pressure just to get it right all across the board?
The designers are very proud of their work. So they want to, they want to make sure that they're doing right by the collectors because, like anybody who's creative, when you put something out there for the world to see, you're kind of exposing yourself a little bit. So you put it out there, and when they hear the feedback of when collectors love their design, it feels great to them, I don't think there's any added pressure per se, to put on them for if they, for any other designs, because they're all kind of treated equally. But, they like anybody, they kind of pressure on themselves to make sure that they do right by collectors because, a lot of people in the office, they collect cards too. They collect cards, they collect the cards of the things they've created, they kind of have their own sort of portfolios of the cards. So, they want to do a great job.
I don't think there will ever be a conclusion to the prospect card versus rookie card topic because I feel like it all comes down to preference and what an individual wants to do with their cards. In this case, beauty is definitely in the eye of the beholder, and we can't help what we're drawn to. That's what makes this hobby so great.
Yeah, that's what I say. Collect what you want, enjoy it, have fun. If people have questions, I say be helpful because that's how this hobby grows. Everybody kind of just, supporting each other and helping each other out.
Susan, I appreciate it.
All right, thanks so much.
A special thank you to Susan Lulgjuraj for joining me, and I appreciate everyone who took the time to listen to this episode. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review and rating on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Steuber and at BB Cards Daily. I'm Chris Steuber, and this has been the Baseball Cards Daily Podcast.